Awesome job. I got to race with you today. Very different, like a different time zone, but on the same track.
Yeah.
And I saw him go down in the on the second turn, really, I guess third turn of the second moto. I was like, dang, man, I wanted Chase to win today. That was a bummer. And then you come around, well, then I followed you for a little bit on the first lap, and it's just chaos. Like, we're getting pelted with roosts, and I'm like, oh, this Chase Sexton in front of me. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then, you came around like 5th or 6th or 7th probably when you lapped me the first time. And then at the finish, you got the win, man. Congratulations. What was the difference today between, last weekend or even just like the comfort that you had? Like, what was that feeling like for you on the KTM?
Yeah, it's just bike setup, really. I mean, my riding is always, I feel like, somewhat similar. But, we did some testing this week, and I was able to kind of find a setting that, to be honest, kind of resembles my 22 Honda. And that year I was pretty decent. So, today I went down in the second turn, or third turn, and then, I wanted to get back to a podium spot. I think I was like, dude, I'm an idiot for falling, like, by myself. There was no one around me. And I just put my head down, and I didn't think it was possible to even get the overall win. But then I saw Hunter, I'm like, man, I'm not that far back. And I know I had the speed advantage on these guys. So caught those guys, passed them, and then AP was a little farther up the road. I'm like, man, like, we're already here. We might as well just go for the win.
That's cool.
It was cool. And yeah, like I said, just some big bike changes this week with the team. We rode a track in the hills on Thursday. I don't know if you've been there.
Is it D. Simone's track or private track?
It's like past Riverside.
Yeah, with a big steep up and down hill. It's kind of a tighter track.
Yeah, well, they tilled it like deeper than I've ever seen a national, and it was like really good testing, actually.
Nice.
So yeah, it worked out, and keep this thing rolling.
That's awesome. So I asked you in the press conference, talk again for us. The track wasn't ripped insanely deep, and I agree. I think it makes for better racing. For you had to pass 40 different riders in that moto, plus lappers like myself. So I think it's better when they don't rip it crazy deep, because you're able to change lines, you're kind of able to battle, but it still got deep and gnarly in some sections. What was your opinion on the track?
I thought it was good. I thought the track was good. I mean, the first session I was like, man, this track's really fast, and then they had those doubles down the hill. I'm like, those are sketchy, especially like late in second moto, like that. It's kind of gnarly, I feel like. So it was cool that they changed that, but also I feel like this downhill, like coming off into those, there was big bumps at the bottom, and even the second downhill. So I thought the turns held up really good. This dirt has really good like hold to it. Like when it gets a rut, it doesn't blow out super bad.
Yeah.
So it was cool. And they made those little windrows that actually turned into sick ruts later in the moto. I thought it was good. I think it was pretty hard packed, but like I said, you can move around and be creative with the track, which you can't do if it's super deep. Yeah.
What about the uphill roller section where it's kind of bending? How was that for you? Like,
I mean, those are like whatever. I mean, they made them big enough where you couldn't do anything different.
Yeah. And
you couldn't really skim them. But yeah, I mean, no track is perfect. But I think they did, like, the jumps and stuff were really fun today. I felt like
they were pretty fun.
They had a good, like, this finish line section was really hard, not the most fun, but it was really gnarly, and it was cool for racing. So I don't know, they did a good job.
Good mix of the track. You got a cool motorhome. Is that new?
Yeah, I've had it for this whole year.
This whole year, cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like when you grow up, you want to, like, your goal is to get to the 450 class, then obviously you get a motorhome. It's kind of like, not like something you strive for, but it's cool to have that.
Yeah.
And it's, for me, like, having a home away from home makes me more comfortable. And like yesterday, dude, I went into the motorhome at like 2:30 in the afternoon and didn't come out the rest of the day.
Really?
So I just was in there chilling.
Yeah.
So it's cool to have my own space, and it's definitely like a luxury that it's cool to have.
Saves a lot. You don't have to go to the hotel. You know what you're going to have for food, for dinner and stuff like that. So that's awesome.
Yeah, no, it's cool. I'm happy to be in the spot to have one.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Good job.
Thank you, bro.
Yep. All right, Lars Lindstrom, team manager for Honda, and I appreciate being able to talk to you. Easy to talk to. How was it for you today?
It could have been better, but it wasn't. It could have been worse. I think looking back at the positives, another great race for Chance. Whole shot first moto, which in the 250 class is really tough to do. Stiff competition, and then you know, he rode strong. He had Levi on him the entire race, and he was able to get second.
Nice.
So that was super cool.
Yeah.
And really, really happy with him being able to progress and getting stronger
That's
and all
awesome.
that. So that's super cool. Joe was an improvement from last week. We made big bike changes this week.
Yeah.
And his direction that he likes is quite a bit different than what the other guys like.
That's what we just heard from him.
Yeah. So we kind of had to have a little bit of a powwow with him and try to figure out what we can do to make him happier and get him, you know, down the road of the direction that he wants, which it's going to be a little bit of a learning process. I've said it a few other times, but even though his English is great, it's still a little bit of a language barrier type of thing about learning what he considers is, you know, what he might say is stiff, or you know, what he might say is squat or something like that is different than what kind of we do.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of a you know, Days of Thunder, when he teaches them like they got to work on that.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing right now.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's
so it's
cool.
kind of in a way it's kind of fun, and I think it's the results already today were a little bit better.
Yeah.
But we got a ways to go to get him, you know, comfortable and racecraft, all those things. You know, there's a few things to work on. So.
Gotcha. What about Jett? First lap, I saw him down. I was like 26, 27, and it took him a long time before he ended up passing me, and he ended up finishing 24th. So, what was that? I got 32nd in the first moto. I qualified 26th though.
Oh, nice.
So it was much better than last weekend.
Yeah. That's
but,
good. I mean, basically, I think, you know, practice for him was amazing. He had the top 3 fastest times out of anybody.
Nice.
First lap, Hunter, I think, was in front, and then he passed him. I can't remember exactly, but there were 1-2 on the start either way. It was like last week. It was awesome.
Yeah.
And he, you know, that section they'd worked on it and taken down the takeoff of that because he was jumping that section in practice. And then the first lap, I don't know if he got lined up perfect where he's like, oh, I'm doing it. And then he went for this thing, he cased it really hard, and kind of blew him off the bike. Got the foot peg in the side of his thigh.
Gotcha.
And then it kind of like gave him like this crazy dead leg, similar to what he had when Barsha hit him at Indy,
arm.
St. Louis.
Yeah.
And that kind of caused him to get up really slow, and exactly like how it happened in St. Louis. So I think he was trying to figure out his body and then realize, okay, I can ride. And then it was like, okay, what can I do? And then he got up, passed a bunch of guys, probably you too.
Yeah.
And then he just got to a spot where there was like huge gap.
Yeah.
And I think his body wasn't really wanting to do anymore. His motivation level of trying to catch guys like, you know, 20 seconds up the road was a little much. So unfortunately, he had no points that moto. But for him to do what he did the next moto in the condition that he was in was pretty impressive.
Yeah. So how was the next moto for him? I didn't get to talk to him, or I was racing, so I didn't get to really see it.
Yeah. His start was his start was great. He had an outside gate pick, and he ripped the start, came around almost full shot, and then I think AP kind of pushed him wide. But he came out like 5th, and then he was 4th, and then I think he was 3rd for a while behind Jay Coop and AP. And then said he felt good and everything was kind of working, and then his legs started aching, and then he kind of like his body just started kind of giving up a little bit.
Gotcha.
Because it was a pretty.
I can understand what that feels like. A way slower pace. It makes me feel good that you say his body gave up a little bit, because that's what happened to me. So, okay, maybe like 10 seconds slower, but I can relate to that.
Yeah.
Okay.
We all can, right?
Right. Yeah.
So anyways, I mean, I was going to be happy with like a top 5, and he got 6, so you know, we salvaged a lot of points. We're 24 down, which, you know, in a scheme of things is not that bad. We're still on the racetrack. We were able to fight another day, so
that's awesome.
I think we're relatively happy with that.
Cool. Well, thanks for your time. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries.
Awesome. 10 days ago when we talked to Ty Masterpool, he was a privateer 450 rider. Now he's a factory Pro Circuit Kawasaki rider for the summer. How was Hangtown for you?
Yeah, pretty good. Qualified pretty good. I think I was 4th, and honestly didn't really get that good of a lap in. But yeah, first moto was actually pretty good. I just got pushed wide in the start, and I think I came from like 28th to 6th. Was charging the whole moto, and rider pushed me a little wide, and I actually hit a gnarly kicker and popped my rib out pretty bad the first moto.
Dang.
Just popped out in the back, but kept on charging, and then I got 6th out one, and then I reset it in between motos and second motos.
Who set it in for you?
Dr. Nick.
Really?
So shout out to him, but yeah, so feeling better. And then second moto, felt like I had the pace. I actually felt like I had a lot more speed in me, but I was like, first time kind of doing a long moto with the heat and all this. So I was like, I want to be one of those guys fading and all of that. So I was like, just kind of riding smart and solid. And then unfortunately, I was one of those guys fading. I hit another kicker and brake came out on the back. So yeah, it was just kind of survival after that. But
what'd you end up?
I'm not even sure. I think 8th overall. Okay. So all right, but yeah, I felt like showed I had the speed for those 5-6 laps, whatever it was. But yeah, just looking forward to going East Coast and getting more used to this bike, loving it. So that's gonna be good.
That's cool. What's it like riding with a rib out? That sounds brutal.
Really hard to breathe, and especially on a track like it's not ripped that deep, so it's like a lot of square edge, choppy. So it's like the feedback you're getting from the bike is gnarly. So it's just like, yeah, and all through the sitting down through the acceleration was just brutal, and then just everything is super hard to like take a deep breath. So, but we're all good. We'll get good for next weekend.
You're gnarly, man. Yeah. So tell the people the story. You rode press day last weekend on a 450. Had you already talked to Mitch yet or no?
Yeah, we talked to him a little bit before that, but I was like, still need to get used to the track, ride press on it, and then I rode the next day at Paris on the bike and then raced it. So yeah, I was coming in that one riding like 3 days in a row before the first national. It was pretty gnarly, and then but yeah, I mean, loving the bike. The bike's feeling good, and yeah, it's a big thank you to the team.
That's cool. And then track conditions, you said you like it when it's ripped deeper. So I got to race today too.
Yeah.
I was a lot further back in the 450 class, but I survived. And this track honestly wasn't that rough, in my opinion.
We gotta bring the great outdoors back. I think Supercross is more great outdoors than this right now, honestly. I mean, all the Supercross rounds are
super
like,
soft.
Like, dude, gnarly ruts. Like the whole berms are ruts. You're like turning on flat, so ruts up every face. Here, it's kind of like, yeah, just very hard packed base. So hopefully get him to rip it deep and bring the great outdoors back, dude.
Yeah. This guy passed Cooper Webb. You got 4th overall last year at Thunder Valley.
So.
4th overall at Thunder Valley last year. So we're headed to Thunder Valley now. He's got 2 weeks under his belt almost. And excited to see how he does at on the Pro Circuit Kawasaki next week. So, Time Masterpool, you're going to stay in California the whole summer to get used to the bike, or will they be able to bring one to Texas for you?
No, we'll go back to Texas and stuff, and yeah.
They have a bike for you out there?
Yeah, we'll bring one back.
Nice, that's awesome.
We
cool.
Good.
Joe Shimoda, how was the day?
A lot better than last weekend. I just been telling everybody a lot more. The speed's closer to the top guys than last weekend, so happy with progress, but still can't quite ride like how I want to. So there's a lot of work left.
Yeah, I understand that. For me, I raced today, and
oh, really?
I can't ride how I want to because of my fitness level. That's pretty much the #1 reason. Well, what's the reason for you?
Yeah, I mean, I feel my fitness been good, but just like it's a new bike for me.
Yeah.
And yeah, just like a lot of the things I thought it's gonna work didn't work. We tried all these new things, like throwing multiple things. So
yeah.
I mean, every time I hop on the bike, every session I go, it's a new setup. So it's kind of I haven't rode a consistent bike yet.
Gotcha.
You know, every time I ride, it's something different.
New,
so,
yeah.
Which we need it right now because it feels uncomfortable. But I'm pretty sure team and myself are gonna figure this out. So
that's cool.
Yeah.
And obviously, Hunter raced the bike last year. Is your setup similar to his, or is it like you ride so different? What's the translation? Is it similar or pretty far off?
I would say, oh my God, I made so many changes from Hunter. I would say probably totally opposite direction.
Really?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Like big change, big changes. Like the way that they would never go to.
Crazy.
So.
Do you like more weight on the front or more weight on the rear compared to them?
I feel like I ride more mid to back.
Yeah.
I like to have a little weight off the front, like lighter feeling on the front. So
yeah.
And the Honda itself has like good track in the front. So it's still finding. Still finding.
Have you ever ridden a stock Honda 250?
No.
No, really. So when you got from the Cowie to the Honda, did it feel like more comfortable in the air for whips and stuff like that, or was it similar?
Actually, doing the whips and going side to side action, I feel like Coty had like a light front feeling, so I could like make a quick move.
Yeah.
But Honda is like really stable towards mid to front.
Yeah.
So I feel like my riding style changed quite a bit.
Really?
Like steady riding. You know?
Yeah. That's cool.
I think that's how the bike is. So.
That's cool. So you haven't ridden the stock bike so much, but so your bike's probably set up stiffer, different, stronger. But for me, as a test rider riding the stock bike, when I go from Coty to a Honda, dude, it's so easy to whip. Like,
oh, really?
Yeah, it's just like such a light, flickable bike for throwing scrubs and stuff like that. The first time I rode one, I was like, okay, just throw a little scrub. And it's like, whoa. Really? I was like, okay, I need to calm it down. I'm just taking photos here. And then it was like, whoa, even harder. I'm like, this is crazy. So it's wild how bikes are different, and I'm sure you're learning it. So good luck next weekend at Thunder Valley.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
All right, guys. Well, I'm here with Team ClubMX. I'm technically a teammate with these guys now after my 1.5 days of training with them. But Freddie, Noren, Coty, Schock, how was your guys' day? We'll start with Freddie. You got the mic.
Yeah, for me it was a good day. I was 9th overall on the day. Went 9-10. I had good battles. I kind of got passed a little bit, but overall it was a good day. Good for the team. Like, it's the first year the team's doing outdoors, so they're doing a good job. Just got to change a couple small things, and I think we can break into that next step and battle a little bit more with the Barsha and Dylan and Mookie. So, but it was a good day.
I'm pretty stoked on Freddie. He's been killing it. I'm seeing a lot of fast guys pass me. I'm getting lapped, and then I hear a woo, and it's Freddie coming up behind me. So good job, Freddie. Coty, how was the day for you?
I want to touch on the fact that he's talking about those guys. Those are some high caliber riders.
That's pretty impressive.
So go Freddie. I'm watching in the semi. My day, 13th, first moto, and then I crashed in the second one, last lap, and the bike wasn't able to get started again. So I was running 9th for about 20 minutes, so that's huge. Kind of, night and day from Paula.
Yeah.
I struggled in Paula straight up, but today we definitely showed speed and showed that I can run up front. It's going to focus on the positives. Freddie and I were just talking about it. It's easy to focus on the negatives, but take the positives and just keep building.
All right.
How was your day?
My day was tough. I qualified 26th, so that was good. Had a big crash in the first qualifying session, came back from it, and I went 32, 34. And I had people cheering for me around the track, so that was the coolest part. That's why we keep going, I guess.
I mean, you are a genuine, good dude, so they should be cheering for you.
I appreciate it.
Local too.
Yeah.
The local definitely helped.
Yeah.
We had some cool fans today, but also he's giving away a jersey, and we're giving away $250 to Boyson and $250 to FXR. So he's doing a giveaway.
Yeah, I've already picked the winner too.
You already picked the winner for the first week.
For the first week, yeah.
Okay, so he's picked the winner for the first week, but we have another winner or another giveaway coming the next 2 weeks. So we'll start it on Monday. Check out the Motocross Action Mag Instagram, and you can win $500 worth of cool stuff plus a jersey from this guy. Sick stuff. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.